down. Hey, I'll back up. Hey, here we go. Hey, Instagram, it's me, T, from the Pattersons, taking the train to Tibet. Hey, it's Wednesday night. In the nighttime, I usually post a little bit earlier, but I was at a function tonight. I say function because it sounds more formal. It's just a birthday bash for an old-time Orwellian. I love to say Orwellians. It's a funny thing to be. See, because Orwell was founded basically by, I'm just going to talk in the parlance of the day, a bunch of hippies, let's put it that way. So you can consider them like colonizers? I don't know, hippie colonizers, sort of different. It's like, what's up there, place that in Morocco that Jimi Hendrix visited up there, like that, like a bunch of places. Like when I was I used to go to, in Mexico, I used to go to the nude beach there, I'm just saying, there's places on the planet, anyway, but things are going to change. And dear old Orville, I thought I didn't know Orville was going to last as long anyway, because, it has Metro Madeira is a big tourist, it's a big attraction. But when I was here 20 years ago, Orville has changed a little bit, but not as much as I thought it was going to do in 20 years. But big changes now because this whole thing, basically, let me not mention any offense, because I don't want to get in any trouble with any authorities, but the whole move to make Orville like a central, like a tourist spot, to change it from like back in the day, 42nd Street was not that bad, like 42nd Street then became Disneyland, that kind of thing, these big changes, right? This is promoted by the government like that. So they lost the case today, let's put it that way. So instead of being colonized by hippies or whatever it is, now they're going to be colonized by the North. See, India, remember the caste system? India has this, it started, they invented it. There's a whole history. I know the history, but I'm not going to go through it right now. But all you have to know is the caste system is like white supremacy. That's why when the British got here, they went, oh, we don't have to do anything. It exists already. We just got to insert ourselves, So anyway, so what's going to happen? Orville is going to be, the locals, whatever, they're going to be moved out, but the northern people, the caste system people, the white supremacists are going to come down and start invading and buying up, and things are going to change the whole move, but things do in cycles, so we'll see what happens. But that's not what I want to talk to you about today. In fact, I'm going to be very short. I'm long already. I'll be very short. I want to go back to this is International Day. Wednesday is International World Day. Thursdays, tomorrow is Audio Drama Day, which I got an audio drama I'm going to talk about. Friday is like what I missed, whatever during the week, or whatever day. Saturday is whatever happens in my head day. Sundays is we read. Got to do it. On Mondays is Me Day. Tuesdays is U.S. Day, so we did U.S. Day tomorrow. But see, the thing is, U.S. has a lot to do with the world. So you can consider this, what I'm going to talk about now, an extension of U.S. Day. Let's put it that way. Because there's something that people miss. I guess I could do this on Friday. Let me do it now. Because, see, in the States, like I explained yesterday, the politics goes like this. There's domestic politics where you get elected on, right? So you cater to the domestic people. And the U.S. citizens who really don't go anyplace. They don't really leave their state, much less the country. So all they know is what they get from TV and what their neighbors gossip about, and that's all they know. They don't travel the world, so they don't know realities, okay? The realities of the world, let's put it that way. Okay. So I just want you to put that in your head, right? And then you have basically, the United States has turned to a place where corporations can come and plant their flag and do all kinds of nefarious things, and then, and be a corporation. Like, for instance, the Biden state, Delaware, the corporations exist in that state. They get whatever they get to be legal in that state, right? But what also has been happening, then you have, let's just say it's a corporate takeover, a state capture by corporations, and put the whole Supreme Court thing from years ago, blah, 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 blah. So internationally, it's different than domestically. So you get elected domestically, but those people that you get that's elected domestically, they can be bought off by the international monies and corporations. Corporations can take over. You're following all that, right? So therefore, no matter what one party does or the other party does, unless the electorate gets informed, which they can't be informed because they're listening to the wrong media, it's changed a little bit. The internet is kind of interesting, right? So so something like, let me just be specific so I can get out of here. So when I heard what happened a couple of years ago, when Biden started letting all those people in, flooding in the immigrants in, then we heard that basically the path to citizenship for a lot of these immigrants, young male immigrants, was you could be here and pretty soon you become a police officer, or you can join the military. Okay, hold that thought, right? Now, what's happening in the world today is especially with the Donald, what he's doing, like with President Trump, what he's doing. He's realizing the empire is too big, and he's trying to cut some stuff out and basically concentrate on stuff that he thinks he can control. We went through the Arctic thing and stuff like that, and how that's important. How if it gets Greenland and it gets Canada to do what they do, then they have the biggest swath and all that stuff, right? We talked about that, right? But here's the thing. It used to be back in the day, not far back in the day, namely a little bit after Vietnam or whatever have you, white supremacists or the good old boys in the South, they would intentionally let their young men go into the military. And the special forces in the military didn't really start until basically Vietnam, when you had the Green Beret first, and then you have then eventually get all these Navy SEALs and all the rest of that stuff. But they figured if you can survive those things, you was a highly trained soldier. So when you came back, you could be an effective race soldier. And then they realized also that when you came back, if you became part of the police force, oh, you got license to kill, like that, right? Then people started realizing then you have all these special people being trained. Basically, the U.S. military is training them, right? So then you have this the Eric Prince guy starts recruiting people that whatever, and of course they have a certain. Okay, so you see where I'm going with this, right? So what the military really is, the regular military U.S. is really just poorly paid mercenaries. Let me repeat that. When you're in the special forces from the military, or if you're in the regular military in the United States, you're just a poorly paid mercenary because you're doing the bidding of corporations who buy off politicians, who you got to say, we got to do this and that. That's all you're doing, right? Okay. Now you have a situation where people are not joining the military. So if you bring people in, like immigrants, whatever you call them, people that just jump the border, and you say, oh, you could be a citizen if you become part of the military, you're basically shoring up the backup forces for your military, and you still got your special forces where you can weed out whatever, and you can, and basically when you do these special operations, you use your special forces, right? But your regular army is these poor slogs that think they're going to, I guess they're going to get a path to citizenship, right? And now you can still do your military operations, but you got more highly you get special forces people. Plus you got all these other people that went through special forces that are being paid by corporations to basically be like the Foreign Legion or whatever you want to call it, highly paid mercenaries. So you have the lowly paid mercenaries that's in the military, then you have the highly paid mercenaries that are in that hired by the corporations. You see, that's what's happening. So when Donald Trump wants to do this or that, whatever have you, right? Yeah, but he's going to use these what we call fodder people to back up a regular military. You see, are you all following me on this, right? So, and because the other thing he has got to cut his military ventures overseas. I noticed, if you really notice, he's throwing barbs at places in Africa, like saying the Sutu or whatever it is. They're throwing barbs at them, and they're going after South Africa because South Africa, remember, South Africa has two oceans, the Indian Ocean and Atlantic Ocean. That's a lot of, and that leads to the, right? And then if they got Australia got their back, it's like You can see, if you just look at a map, you can see what's going on, right? So they think they slick. And then plus you got the whole thing with the Panama Canal, and then the canal that's being built through Nicaragua. They're trying to do that, and then plus you got all kinds of lanes, and then they're trying to get the Arctic, so you get sea lanes back and forth, So it's not a mess. It's very predictable, right? So what are you going to do? Now, for right now, the wild card is the Sahel, because the Sahel people, they're going to, if they unify Africa, because they do everything to not make sure Africa is not unified, so you can get those minerals out too. If Africa is unified, and you got to pay to get those minerals out, and then I'll get to that in a second. So that means that where you're going to get them from? You got to open up the Arctic to get those minerals there. Greenland's got a lot of what do you call that? Those rare earths kind of thing, and stuff that nobody, because there's nothing but autochthonous people up there, up in the northern part, right? So everything will work out swimmingly if they do their agenda, right? But what they don't understand, and this is very interesting, right? Now Russia's not going to go over to this side, so they can forget that. I'm going to tell you that right now. Putin is way too smart. If I know this, believe me, a bunch of other people know this. When I know this, I'm saying I'm an audio dramatist. I'm not even a military person, right? I read a lot. And I don't read just the headlines, and I don't be reacting to things. I read, remember I told you I had that paper route, and I would read the Wall Street Journal on a Monday and go, back when the Wall Street Journal was the Wall Street Journal, and I'd read all of the whole thing. Then on Thursday it would come out in New York Times to be dumbed down, and then maybe Friday or Saturday come out in Daily News to be further dumbed down. Everybody's reading the dumb part. I've read the whatever part, and plus I'm just trained to, I don't know, whatever it is. Let me tell you why this whole rare earth thing is pretty, they're going to lose, especially if it's going to go against China. You know who has more rare earths, these minerals and whatever have these precious stuff that makes all kinds of AI and all the rest of that stuff? Want anybody? North Korea. You know who's friends with North Korea? Aside from China, to say hell. I'm just saying. So this little game, if you're going to keep on trying to go call the current people names, you have to understand what they're doing. First of all, J.D. Vance, they're grooming him. Now you think you're going to get rid of the musky guy, but you good luck with that. Well, go ahead. But they got other people jockeying and getting in place to do stuff, right? Just to let you know, right? So instead of you keep on reacting to that, keep on saying, stop reacting to that backwash. What you should be doing is having your plan. Like our commander-in-chief, Commander Ibrahim. He has a plan, and he's faster than the Duff man. He is. So either you're going to back him and forget. And this is so. And the whole thing about black people having citizenship, dual citizenship in Ghana and whatever. Those countries, they're doing it for the American dollar. Hey, you don't need to be a citizen. You got to keep your American. See that American passport. That's more. You got to keep. That's why the Trump man is trying to sell American passports for $5 billion. You keep your American passport. What you want is a continent-wide free visa to all these countries. You don't have to be a citizen of this country or that country or whatever, or Gabon or whatever it is like that. You just have to have a way to get there and support who you need to support there. But retain your U.S. passport will get you a lot of places in the world. I'm talking strategy now. I'm not talking to you boneheads that say, I want to go back to the motherland. Oh my gosh, this is where I was born. Oh, please, stop. Don't stop. You can do that, but you don't have to do it their way. Okay? Think about it. Do some reading. You can't just jump onto the continent and say like, oh, I got the dollar. I'm your almighty savior, or I've come home, or whatever it is like that. Okay, let me not go there because they're going to miff a lot of people. All I'm saying is that continue on your birthright. Stay focused. Staying focused on reparations. You get the reparations, you have the money, you go any place in the world. If you want to do your citizenship, you can, but more importantly, if you want to go any place, especially everybody going to sub-Saharan Africa. If you're going to go to sub-Saharan, then go ahead. You want to protect people, you can do that. You don't have to be a citizen of whatever it is. I personally am what am I? A globalist? Not a globalist. That's a bad term. I'm sorry. I'm gonna same thing as Robert F. Williams. I'm an internationalist, and that's the other thing that I'll end up here. I already landed my helicopter. I'm gonna get off my helicopter now. It's very simple. I know you're gonna go this Marxist class struggle, whatever have you. I read Cedric Robinson, by the way. Stop all this, trying to do Engels and all that stuff. But let me tell you, the classes have changed. There's another class. It's a language class. English. It's English, stupid. English is another class. If you can speak English, which means you can read the manuals or whatever have you, and you can go on the internet with English speakers and make alliances with English-speaking things, that is a class. I know you, even the lumpy proletariat who can speak English. It's more important that the lumpy proletariat know English than they know that they're the lumpy proletariat. Okay, I'm going off. Okay, so that's it. Let me end it here because it's late. I did this late, sorry, because I was out having a good time hanging with the old Orwellians. You get some of my posts. I made some really good posts, some really good songs. Okay, gotta go.